Here's what happened. Round 9 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Spain at Into Xanadu Arroyo Molinos. Iago Geerts got to the inside, but it was Rick Elzinga who grabbed the first foxhole shot, his first in MX2, on a wet, heavily watered track ahead of the ferocious heat. But it wasn't long before Geerts got himself into the lead. Mike Werder was well placed in second. Elzinga then dropped back to third. Vial was in fourth at this stage, but halfway around the lap, the Frenchman went around the outside in front of the grandstand here to emerge in third place behind Elzinga, and before the end of the lap he forced his way down the inside of the wildcard rider to take over second. He then went after Iago Geerts. Geerts then fell though spectacularly on a freshly watered jump. Out of first place, he picked himself up in 21st. He would eventually get back to 9th, but he led the championship by 6 over Vial heading into race 1. Kevin Horgmo also found his way past Rick Elzinga. That then put him up into second place, and then Rubini moved ahead to go third. Next up was Simon Langenfelder, as the 44 started to fade back to an eventual 13th place on what was a wild card ride for the Dutchman. Kevin Horgmo then fell top of your screen from second place. He re-emerged in 5th, but he was quickly passed. Rick Elzinga here to get himself back into 4th. That's where the F&H Kawasaki rider would remain till the flag. We also had a change for second place. Simon Langenfelder getting the better of Stefan Rubini. That was around lap 10. And also Thibaut Beneston, who was 19th on the opening lap, eventually carved his way through to 5th. Liam Everts found his way into 6th place late on in the race. Adamo got to 7, Bonacorsi 8, but Mikkel Harp lost 2 positions on the final lap to Bonacorsi and Geerts with that fall. Tom Vialbo crossed the line to win for the 7th time this year in MX2 race 1. Langenfelder and Rubini were 2nd and 3rd. MX2 race 2. This time another new name on the foxhole shot black plate list. It wasn't Jürgen Matthias Talviku who high-sided, it was Liam Everts who took full advantage. Isaac Gifting though not so fortunate. So Everts led, Geerts was 2nd, Vial was 3rd, and then the lead changed hands on the opening lap. The first time we've seen 2 Belgians at the head of the field in MX2 for a long time. Harp then got the better of Talviku to move into 5th place, as Vial put the pressure on Everts to move into 2nd on lap 3. 4 laps later though he took over the lead when Geerts fell. That was lap 7. He picked himself up, maintained 2nd position just. Everts then got caught napping. Langenfelder was through into 3rd, but Everts maintained 4th place till the flag. But Kevin Horgmo, who had already fallen on the opening lap from 22nd, got himself to 11th, fell again, eventually came home in 13th. Thibaut Beneston got the better of Stefan Rubini late on in the race. He eventually came home in 7th position. And Everts came under attack from Mikkel Harp for the second half of the race, but he managed to hold on to 4th. Harp was 5th, Adamo 6th, Beneston 7th, but Tom Vial took his 35th career race win with victory in race 2. Geerts was 2nd, Langenfelder 3rd. Liam Everts, a fantastic ride for him to take 4th for the 2nd time this year. Harp was 5th, Andrea Adamo, Beneston and Panzer. And the overall Grand Prix belonged to Vial, but he also takes over the championship lead now by 10 points over Iago Geerts and Langenfelder there in 3rd. Championship leaders red plate goes back to France in 1 week's time.
Yeah, I think it's the first time of my career I won everything, like quali race and the 2 moto. So it was a nice day, 2 good starts, and just control the race both times. I felt really good on the bike. Bike is amazing, so thanks to the team, KTM. And no, see you next weekend in France. It's gonna be a nice GP.
MXGP race 1, and it looked briefly that Maxime Renault would grab the foxhole shot, but he was just edged out by Jorge Prado, who grabbed his 8th black plate of the season. He took over the lead as well by turn 3, but it wasn't long before Renault was back in front. Geiser, Jonas, Koldenoff all there in close pursuit. Bogus in there as well as Ruben Fernandez. Jed Beaton went down. Jordi Tixier already fell down the start straight as well, but before the end of the lap, Maxime Renaux ran the outside of Prado, took over the lead, and tried to put some distance between himself and Prado, who was there ahead of Geiser, but then the next lap bounced out of the hole there. Geiser was through into second place. Prado now third, Bogus in fourth. Jeremy Seawer not so fortunate. He was in seventh until he got thrown off the bike. He was 13th at that point. Eventually carved his way back into the 11th place as Alberto Ferrato found his way by Paul Jonas, as did Mattia Guadagnini. Jonas eventually came home 9th. He would gain a position late on in the race from 10th to 9th. All eyes on the battle for the lead though. Renaux and Geiser. Every time Geiser got close, Renaux would react and pull away. Mitch Evans, who was running in 7th, first got caught out though by the heat. Ferrato went through to take over 7th. Then Guadagnini moved ahead to take 8th. Paul Jonas also went through to move into 9th place. That was the position he gained back in the later stage of the race, 5 laps to go. Valentin Guillot also moved ahead of the Australian to go 10th, and Jeremy Seawer, also 4 laps from home, found his way by the Australian. Evans would end the race in 12th place. Kevin Valandren, the winner from Sardinia, fell from 13th, did not lose any places, but it was a win for the second time this year for Maxime Renaux. Geiser was second, Prado third. MXGP Race 2. Once again, it was Jorge Prado for the second time of the day with the foxhole shot. Geiser went around the outside. Maxime Renaux was right there again. And so too was Guadagnini. Koldenoff down the inside. He was in second place at that point, but then he just got passed here by Renaux, who moved into that second place. Bogus was in 4th. He finished 4th in race 1, incidentally. The two Yamahas continued to do battle, but Renaux did manage to hold on to that second place ahead of his teammate. Bogus was there in 4th place. But Prado led, and he was pulling clear, 4 or 5 seconds clear, until a mistake, top of the hill. The back end came around on landing, threw the Spaniard down. He picked himself up in 7th place. Maxime Renaux was a new leader. Koldenoff was 2nd, Bogus 3rd. Seawer was now 4th, ahead of Guadagnini and Geiser. Prado did find his way back into 7th. Brian Bogus solid in 3rd. Space ahead of him and behind him, so he was relatively unchallenged towards the checkered flag. Tim Geiser could not find his way past Guadagnini. Those two came home 5th and 6th, but second half of the race, after that crash, detuned the Spaniard. Prado lost a position to Ruben Fernandez. Fernandez took over 7th, and then 2 laps later, Mitch Evans went through, so too did Jonas, and Valentin Guillot on the final lap to take 10th. Prado ended the race in 11th, but Maxime Renaux, a double race winner for the first time in MXGP. Glenn Koldenoff 2nd, Bogus 3rd. That result means Renaux took the overall from Koldenoff and Bogus, and for Renaux it was his 25th podium, his 7th Grand Prix victory in his career. Geiser just missing the podium again, but he continues to lead the championship by 66 points. It was 79 at the start of the day, so Renaux taking 13 points out of the championship leader. Seawer 3rd, Prado 2 behind, Koldenoff in 5th place in the championship. But a fantastic day for Yamaha, because they finished 1st and 2nd with Maxime Renaux and Glenn Koldenoff. Geiser continues to lead as we head to round 10 though, in France.
Your very first MXGP victory. You did it in style by going 1-1. Looks like your mechanic's gonna have no hair.
Yeah, no hair, no mustache for Joao also from Monza. And I have some bet also, so coming on the podium, watch out because I'm gonna breakdance a little bit. It felt so good. Double moto win also, so it's really good. I'm really happy and thankful also for the team. So thanks to everybody, and yeah, home GP next week.